Shalom, Israel. This message is brought to you through the power and honor and glory of Yahweh by Hashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. Peace and blessings out there to y'all. I hope y'all starting y'all day off right, man, and giving praises to the Most High. And just getting through the day so far. Today I wanted to go over a scripture in the Apocrypha. I was reading it, and it really hit me, of how close it is, similar nowadays, man. It's from the Apocrypha, Bel and the Dragon 1, and it basically goes over, man, Israelite, man. He was in this nation, and they did false worship, idolizer, and he tried to tell the king that was an idol. It wasn't real. It was made of clay and metal and stuff like that. At first the king didn't believe him, but he proved it to him, because they set food out overnight so they can get the food, and it just disappeared in the morning. So the king thought that the idol, the thing, was eating it, and that just wasn't the case. It was the people of the nation, deceiving people, and the king said, he either kill Daniel or, the ones, who betrayed to have this idol thing, made to be real, So, I ain't gonna tell too much about it. I'm gonna just go ahead and get into it. It's an interesting script to me, man, and it really shows you how much the Father's with you if you with Him. You ain't got nothing to worry about, especially in these times of age. We not appointed to wrath. So this script really uplift my spirits, because you could be in a dangerous situation, man. The Most High got you, man. Even though we in these fleshly bodies still. He's gonna turn us up, man, soon to 144. But we just need to keep faith, man. Keep our faith, man, and just keep going. But further ado, let's go ahead and start with verse 1. Bel in the Dragon 1, chapter 1, starting in verse 1. And the king Astyages was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom, and Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends. Now the Babylonians, it had an idol called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour, and 40 sheep, and 6 vessels of wine. Now, when I was reading this, man, this reminded me of the church house too, man, where they manipulate the scriptures and tell you have to tithe and stuff like that, and that's just not true. And they'll chop your damn head off of it if you try to tell them it's not. They're idol worshippers, man. Too. They worship this fake Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is depicted as a white man, But they don't want to hear that. They want to stay in their ways. Let me start from verse 3 again. Now the Babylonians had an idol called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour, and 40 sheep, and 6 vessels of wine. Verse 4. And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own God, his own father, which is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Uh, and then it reads, and the king said unto him, why dost thou not worship Baal? Verse 5. Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living power, who have created the heaven and the earth, and have sovereignty over all flesh. Right? He's telling them who his power is, man. The Most High Yahweh, right? And that guy, the king, he just didn't understand, man, because it was in that heathen ass mindset, like these 2/3 are nowadays. They were idolizers, man. They don't care nothing about themselves. That's it. Verse 6. Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that Baal is a living God? Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? See, the king thought he was eating all that food and drinking all the drinks, surrounded by him that they offered up. But y'all gonna figure out who it is. Verse 7. Then Daniel smiled. You see, Daniel already knew. Daniel already knew that shit was food, He had common sense, Then Daniel, it's a lot. Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything. Slop. Didn't never drink or eat. Slop. Didn't never eat or drink anything. Verse 8. So the king was wroth. He was angry, and called for his priests, and said unto them, If ye tell me not who this is that devoureth these expenses, ye shall die. It's like who the hell been eating all the shit that I've been putting out there, and other people, man. He's angry now. He wants the person who's been eating it to die. That verse 9. But if ye can certify me that Baal devoureth them, then Daniel shall die. So it's like, if y'all can prove that Baal devoured them, Daniel shall die, for lying. But he wasn't lying. And let's read the rest of it. For he hath spoken blasphemy against Baal. And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word. Verse 10. Now the priests of Baal were 70 beside their wives and children. And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Baal. So Baal's priest said, Lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat, and make ready the wine, and shut the door fast, and seal it with thy own 2 singes. So they were going to give the meat to the idol, and shut the doors behind so nobody else could get in. Just to prove to the king that the idol was eating the stuff. Verse 12. And tomorrow, when thou comest in, if thou findest not Baal hath eaten it up, all we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. Verse 13. And they little regarded it. For it's a lot. What's the lot? Yeah, what was that? Verse 13. It's a lot. I don't know, y'all. verse 13. And it reads, and they little regarded it, for under the table they actually, let's start in verse 12, man, because verse 12, and tomorrow when thou comest in, if thou findest that not that Baal hath eaten it up all, we will suffer death, or also Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. So they basically saying, if you don't see, if you see that food right there, then the people will suffer death. But if not, then Daniel will. Verse 13, and they little regarded it, for under the table they made a private entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed the things. So they didn't even regard what was underneath the table, man. These people made a secret entrance so they can come in and eat the food and boom, cut out, and then hey, say, okay, well, this idol just ate all this stuff, and that's just not the case. But they didn't look around good enough, so they didn't know that that stuff was under there at the time. Verse 14. So when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commended his servants to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. So again, I'm just now noticing this. Let me go back up to the top of 14. So when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes. Okay, he commanded his servants to bring ashes, man. And look what they did. And those they strewed it, which means they spread it throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. So nobody else was out there but him and the king and Daniel's servants, right? And he spread the ashes throughout in the presence of the king, right? I want y'all to remember that. Then they went out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. See, Daniel, he was smart, man. Verse 15. Now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink up all of everything, right? So they drank it up, they ate it up, thinking they're not going to get caught. No, they had a rude awakening, man. Verse 16. In the morning, bedtime, Salat. In the morning bedtime, the king arose and Daniel with him. And the king said, Salat. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? It's like, are the seals whole, man? And he said, yeah, okay, they are whole. They be whole. Verse 18. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked up upon the table and cried with a loud voice. See, he was theatrical, man. He was happy, boy, because he seen that food was gone. And great art thou, O Baal, and with thee is no deceit at all. But look at Daniel. Look what he did. Verse 19. Then laughed Daniel. He laughed, boy, because he knew what was going down. He spreaded them ashes to catch any footprints of the people. And they didn't even know he put it down there. Y'all remember I said, remember that? Verse 19. Then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, behold, now the pavement and the marks, footprints are slot and mark whose footprints are these? It's like, whose footprints are these? Verse 20. And the king said, I see the footprints of men, women, and children. Caught, busted. And then the king was angry. Verse 21, and took the priests with their wives and children who had shewed him privy doors where they came in, and consumed such things as were upon the table. Therefore the king slew them. So he slew them, and delivered Baal into Daniel's power, who destroyed him and his temple. So Daniel, he proved everything right, and the king delivered the idol into Daniel's hands. But it didn't end there. Verse 23, and in that same place there was a great dragon, which they of Babylon worship. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is not of brass? Lo, he liveth, he eateth, and he drinketh. Thou cannot say that he is no living God, therefore worship him. Then Daniel said unto the king, I will worship the Lord my God, my power, the Most High, for he is the living God. So the king was showing him another idol, and Daniel said, nah, man, I'm worshiping my God, my Lord, my power, right? The Most High. Verse 26, but give me leave, O king, and I shall slay this dragon with the sword or a staff. The king said, I give thee leave. So he was giving them the leave to, do whatever. Verse 27, then Daniel took pitch and fat and hair, and did seeth them together, and made lumps thereof. This he put in the dragon's mouth, and so the dragon burst asunder. And Daniel said, lo, these are the gods ye worship. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation. They were angry. They were mad at Daniel, and conspired against the king, saying, the king is become a Jew, and he have destroyed Baal. He has slain the dragon, and put the priests to death. Verse 29, so they came to the king and said, deliver us, Daniel, or else we will destroy thee in thy house. So they was giving him a hard choice, man. It's either him or Daniel. Verse 30, now when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel to them. He folded, So verse 31, who casted him into the lion's den. So these people casted Daniel into the lion's den for destroying their statues, man, that they idolized. And they basically threw him in there so he can get eaten alive. But the Most High had other plans, man. This is how strong and powerful. Listen, if you got the Most High with you, man, who could be against you, man? For real. I say that all the time. Verse 31. Who casts him into the lion's den, where he was 6 days. 6 days in the lion's den, man. And they were hungry lions too. Verse 32. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them. So they were starving the lions so they could eat Daniel. And look at the rest of the verse. To the intent they might devour Daniel. Verse 33. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in the bowl, and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the lion's den is. He never been there. But look at this, 36. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown, and bare him by the hair of the head, and through the vehemency of the Spirit set him in Babylon over the den. He basically just teleported him over there, man. Verse 37. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, take the dinner which the power of the Most High has sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O Lord, O power. Neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. So he'll never forsake us, man. Especially in this time now. Verse 39. So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. See, he teleported him back there. That's the type of stuff we're going to be able to do, man, when we get this spiritual power. You see, he teleported them, man. You know, we're going to be able to teleport across the world, man, to fucking up these nations. Let me read verse 40 again. Upon the seventh day, the king went to Bahawi Salat. Let's go to verse 39, I'm sorry. And so Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. I know that, teleporting. Verse 40. Upon the seventh day, the king went to bewail Daniel, and to bewail Daniel, Salat. And when he came to the den, he looked in, and behold, Daniel was sitting. So he was in there for about 7 days, man, and them lions did not eat him. He was even in there eating food in damn self. Why? Why? Verse 41. Then cried the king with a loud voice, saying, Great art the Lord, the power of Daniel, right? And there is none other beside thee. He witnessed the greatness of the Lord, man. Verse 42. And he drew him out and cast out that were the cause of his destruction into the den, and they were devoured in a moment before his face. That's powerful right there, man. So Daniel went through all that, man, you know, trying to help these people out, you know. He never lost faith in the Father, man. Like, he was looking at this stupid ass shit and like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Are you okay? You know? And he proved everything through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. But they didn't like that. They threw his ass in the den and, you know, expected them lions to eat him. But the Most High, he had other plans. He said, nah, you know, believe it, 700 hungry lions, man, in the den, man. What you think they gonna do if they see something in the den? They gonna eat it, man. And they hungry too. But that's the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. You know, he can protect us even in these fleshly bodies, man. You know, and that's just amazing to me, man. You know, because that's in the time now, man. We're going through the other most farther, but you know, we about to get through this, man. We are getting through this, man. Through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Mashiach. And don't worry, y'all, the power is gonna come. You know? But let's seek the kingdom of heaven first, man. Let's keep our eyes on the prize and let's stay focused on what's important, man. You know? Because we're going to be tried by this fire, man. You know? But we're going to get through it. You know? I've been tried, you know. I've been down sick, you know. But I'm still here. Because we're not appointed to wrath. You know? We got to still have that faith even though if our hand's in that fire. Or our foot is in that fire. You know? One part of the body, man, if it's going through something, you know, we should all feel it, you know. So, you know, we just got to get through this, y'all. It's glad to be back and pushing this line, man. You know, I love y'all. I love this, man. So, this was an inspirational message, man, you know, to keep us on our feet. Because you look what Daniel went through. You know, he was faced death, but still prevailed. All because of the power, man. Yahweh Bashir, Yahweh Shah. Even was fed in that did. So, you know, let's keep our head up, keep pushing. Keep pushing the plow, y'all. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashir, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach. Until the next video, quickly prepare. Peace. I'm out.